Good afternoon, Group B. Now this is work that we need to do before end of this week, so I thought you could use this time to watch this video and for you to complete your worksheet. So what I'd like you to do is I would like you to open up this worksheet. I think it should be in your book, and what I'd like us to do is to fill in the missing information, and you need to draw a diagram in the space down here. So let's start by looking at the names of the different equipment. So we've got our first one here is a fireproof mat. It's the one that's underneath the tripod. The next one is the clay pipe triangle. Inside the clay pipe triangle, you'll also obviously got the crucible. These are tongs. You got your tripod and scale and balance and crucible and lid. So if you could fill that in these spaces here, that'd be great. So what we've got to do is in the space down here, we've got to draw a labeled diagram. And what I'd like you to draw is to draw this diagram. So what you can do is you can pause the video, you can draw the diagram in your notes, and when you're finished, you can press play again. Okay, so underneath this diagram, I would like you to read through this and just remind yourself what we did. But the most important bit is this part here, because at the start of the experiment you had to find the mass of the magnesium, the crucible and the lead. So you had to have two readings here, and then you had to do the experiment, to which you had to do find the mass of the magnesium oxide and crucible. So I'm going to try and visualize that for you. So a little diagram here. So we started with this magnesium inside a crucible. We weighed it, and after you've done the reaction, you weigh it again, or you heat the reaction, and at the end of the experiment, you weigh it again. What you should have noticed, and I'm hoping this is the case, is that the mass of your reaction of the magnesium increased as it changed to magnesium oxide. So in this case, we had mass of magnesium at the start 4.8, mass of magnesium oxide 8. So the mass change was 3.2 grams. We just subtracted the two numbers. Now obviously our numbers were different because we didn't just weigh the magnesium, we weighed actually the magnesium, the crucible, and the lead together. So we're just going to have a quick look at that. So I think this is more sort of an example of what we did. So in this container, the 30.4 grams is actually the mass of the magnesium, the crucible, and the lead. We then heated up strongly. There was a reaction. The magnesium changed to magnesium oxide. Okay. And we ended up having a mass increase of magnesium oxide to 32.8 grams. Okay, so at the beginning of the experiment, we just took the mass of the crucible and lead, but with no magnesium. We found it was this. So if this 30.4 grams is the crucible, lead, and magnesium, the mass of magnesium is 30.4 minus 27.3. Okay, so you should find that, then you can use your calculator to do that. And to find the mass of magnesium oxide, we take 32.8 minus 27.3. Okay, so in order for us to find the mass of magnesium, we can take this value here, which is the magnesium, crucible, and the lead, and we subtract 27.3. So we end up with 3.1 grams of magnesium. So magnesium reacted with the oxygen, and then we have here magnesium oxide. So here we find the magnesium oxide is this value, 32.8, and subtract 1 minus 27.3, and then we get 32.8 minus 27.3 is 5.5. This seems correct because the mass should increase. We're not sure yet by how much, but this is an increase. Okay, so what I'd like you to do is you will be provided with this sheet sometime today, I hope. And what I'd like you to do is to fill in the missing values. And I will show you how to do group 1's values to find the mass of magnesium and the mass of magnesium oxide. And then what I'd like you to do is to fill in the rest of it. Okay. Okay, so let's have a quick look at Group 1's results and see if we can fill in these missing values. So with Group 1 we can see that the mass of crucible and lead is this value here, so that's 27.2, so that's without the magnesium. When we add the magnesium, it gets a little bit heavier, so the mass of crucible, lead and magnesium is 27.9. So to get this value here, we just got to subtract these two values, because this is the magnesium with the crucible and we just want the magnesium, so subtract these two. So we find that the mass of magnesium is 27.9 minus 27.2, that's equal to 0.7. That should go in there, 0.7. Now to find the mass of magnesium oxide, again, this value here is magnesium oxide, crucible and lead, so we have to take away the crucible and lead. So we have to take 28.4 and subtract 27.2, and that gives us a value of 1.2. So what I'd like you to do is, I would like you to fill in these missing values using the same calculations that I've done down here. Pause the video before moving on to the next exercise. Now, next exercise, you will notice that it's a little bit more challenging, only because what I've done is I have left out certain values which require you to subtract. For example, we will subtract here and here, but if we go further down, you will see that there are values which we need to maybe add down here. So it's not as straightforward because I've left out some other values. So again, what I'd like you to do is, if you can fill in all of these missing values for the boxes that are empty, you fill that in. So for example, these calculations here are exactly the same as the calculations you did previously, the previous exercise, so exactly the same calculations for these ones and these ones here, but a little bit more thought is needed when you get down to these values here. So just think very carefully, because this value here, for example, is mass of magnesium oxide, crucible and lead. So we just got the magnesium oxide, and here we've got the crucible and lead. So hopefully you can see that here you've got to add these two numbers to give you this. Okay, so once you've finished that, there's no need to stick in your worksheets or look at these next lesson.